On the morning that I woke up for this hike, my knees hurt, for seemingly no reason at all. And as I hobbled across the room to get ready, my aching joints got me to wondering, am I old? I'm 62, which I've been thinking isn't that old, but then I Googled, is 62 years old old? And I didn't really like the first result that showed up.
Old! I beg your pardon.
Needless to say, I kept looking until I found a result that I liked. And that turned out to be young old. I like the term young old. In my mind, being young old means that I have the best of both the young world and the old world. I don't have the responsibilities and stresses of having kids, work, a messy house, and that sort of young world stuff. And as for the old world issues, other than some aching knees, I feel like I have plenty of years left with the energy to do the things I enjoy doing. So, on the morning of this hike, even though I woke up with a few aches and pains, I headed to the trailhead and went on my hike. By the time I got going, my knees were warmed up and only a little bit creaky. From the Coronado National Memorial Visitor Center, it's a 3-mile drive up a narrow, dirt, and sometimes bumpety road to the parking area at the pass. The trailhead is just across the road. In my mind, this is the easiest route to Miller Peak, starting at Montezuma Pass and hiking along the crest trail to the peak. Even though I say easiest route, really none of the routes are easy. It's just that you start at a trailhead that's close to 1,000 feet higher than the trailheads at Miller Canyon and Lutz Canyon. And when you're on a 10-plus mile hike, it's nice to have a route that starts higher up. I'll leave a link in the description below to a couple of videos I've made showing the route to the peak from Miller and Lutz Canyons, so you can decide which of the routes is best for you. There are several closed-off mines along the first couple of miles. And then at about the 2-mile point, you leave Coronado National Memorial and head into the Miller Peak Wilderness. And you get your first good views of Miller Peak. 3 more miles to go. At almost 4 miles, you'll reach the junction for the Lutz Canyon Trail. That trail is super steep and really hard on your knees, and I've sworn off hiking it anymore. In another half mile, you'll get to the Miller Peak spur sign, and from that point, it's just a final half mile to the peak. It's a nice place to sit and take a break and enjoy the views. Unless it's windy, in which case you'll probably decide it's in your best interest to head down lower and get out of the wind. And now it's 5 miles back to Montezuma Pass. Because I often see discarded items just a few yards off the trail, I always have a bag with me to pick up as much as I can on my way back. Personally, I don't care who left it or why. Hauling it out makes me feel useful. All in all, this route along the crest trail to Miller Peak is about 10 miles round trip with 3,000 feet or so of elevation gain. I really hope this video helps you if you decide to do this hike. But even more, I hope you like this little nugget of information. Studies show that as you get older and wonder, like I did, am I old? You tend to think that you're not old. It's the people who are older than you who are old. And with that, I'll see you on the next hike.
Baby, while we're young.